On the 26th of April, 2002, 19-year-old Robert Steinhäuser enters the Gutenberg Gymnasium located in Erfurt, Germany. He carries with him a backpack and a duffel bag containing a Glock 17 pistol, a Mossberg 590 12-gauge shotgun, 7 Glock magazines, a diving knife, and hundreds of rounds of loose ammunition for both firearms. As Steinhäuser is in the hallway, he encounters the building's caretaker, Herr Pfaffenheuer, and briefly talks to him. He asks whether or not Frau Alt, the principal, was in the building. After this conversation, Steinhäuser enters the men's restroom. He sets his backpack down in a stall and gears up. He puts the shotgun across his back, his pistol with a 31-round magazine in a holster on his right leg, and takes 4 additional magazines for the Glock and 10 shotgun shells. He also puts in earplugs and puts on a black balaclava-like mask in which only eye holes are cut. Steinhäuser then leaves the restroom and the rest of his weaponry and walks down the hallway to the administration area. He rings the doorbell and then waits. The door is unlocked by buzzer and Steinhäuser enters. He fires 1 round at the assistant principal, Frau Heine, who is sitting at her desk, hitting her in the head and killing her. He then turns to Frau Schwertner, the secretary, and shoots her twice, killing her as well. Steinhäuser exits the administration area and quickly goes up the stairs. As he comes up the stairs, he fatally shoots teacher Herr Schwarzer 3 times as he's unlocking the door to room 102. Steinhäuser then crosses the hall and enters classroom 105. He shoots the teacher, Herr Wolf, twice in front of the class, killing him. As he leaves the classroom, Steinhäuser encounters another teacher, Herr Schwertfeger, who has left his class in order to investigate the noise. He fires 4 times and hits Schwertfeger with 3 shots, killing him. Steinhäuser leaves the second level and goes up the stairs again. He briefly looks into the first 2 classrooms on the right, sweeping the pistol back and forth as he does. He then travels farther down the hallway. As he does, Steinhäuser fires a shot towards a locker bay, hitting the farthest locker but not injuring anybody. He enters the through room, 204, which has just emptied out the opposite door. He points the gun at 2 students, then turns away and follows the teacher, Frau Clement, who has just exited the classroom. Steinhäuser crosses the classroom and exits out the other door. He immediately turns and fires at Frau Clement, shooting her 5 times and killing her. Steinhäuser goes farther down the hallway and enters classroom 211. As he does, he closes the hinged blackboard and kills Yvonne Sophia Fulcher-Bear in front of her class. He crosses the hallway and looks into classroom 208. He doesn't recognize the teacher, possibly thinking that she's a student due to the students gathering around her desk, and he doesn't fire in this classroom. Steinhäuser also looks into the adjacent classroom, 207, and doesn't fire as well. Steinhäuser goes up the stairs to the 4th level. As he reaches the top, he enters the first classroom, 307. Steinhäuser crosses the room and fires 8 shots at the teacher, Frau Baumbach, killing her with 6 shots. He then turns and approaches the door to the room. There, he reloads his pistol, dropping the 31-round magazine, and inserts a 17-round one. Steinhäuser then looks into the adjacent classroom, 308. He passes by the teacher, who has left the classroom to investigate the noise, possibly because he doesn't recognize her. He travels farther down the hallway and enters the through room, 304. He crosses the classroom and shoots trainee teacher, Frau Pott, 4 times in front of her class. Steinhäuser leaves the classroom and enters the other side of the hallway. As he travels down the hallway, he encounters Frau Sieger, who had opened the door to investigate the noise as she monitored the Abitur exam. She is fatally shot once in the face as she turns away, and she collapses into room 303. Steinhäuser travels farther down the hallway to classroom 301. As he reaches the classroom, he pushes a student out of the doorway and shoots Herr Lippe 4 times. He will remain alive for over an hour before succumbing to his wounds. Steinhäuser descends the stairs to the 3rd level. As he does, he's asked by a student, "Is it normal that I'm deaf now?" He nods, pats her on the back, and passes her by. As he reaches the 3rd floor, he fires twice at a teacher, Frau Berghardt, who is standing near the entrance to classroom 201. Both shots hit her, and she runs into the classroom. Steinhäuser stands in the entrance of the classroom and fires 1 shot that hits Frau Berghardt as she runs away. She collapses in the doorway leading towards room 202. He crosses the classroom and fires twice at Frau Berghardt, killing her. Steinhäuser then steps over her body and shoots her an additional time. He then leaves room 202 and re-enters the hallway before proceeding to room 204. While in room 204, Steinhäuser reloads his pistol again, inserting a 17-round magazine and ejecting a live round. He then leaves the classroom through the opposite door. When he enters the hallway, he heads to classroom 208, which has been locked, and unsuccessfully attempts to open it. Steinhäuser ejects a live round and fires 8 times at the door. The bullets pass through the door and hit students on the other side, killing Ronny Merkel with 2 shots, Suzanne Hartung with 1, and injuring another student in the knee. Steinhäuser then leaves the 3rd floor and goes down the stairs. He goes down the hallway and looks into classroom 108, which is empty. Steinhäuser then fires a shot through the door of the men's restroom. It strikes a backpack on the far side, but doesn't injure anyone. He then looks into room 207, which is also empty. Steinhäuser then goes down the stairs and returns to the ground floor. He goes down the hallway and enters the stairwell to the yard. He descends it and exits the school building. When he exits, he starts to chase a nearby teacher, Dr. Dittke, who had helped in evacuating students. As Steinhäuser chases Dr. Dittke, he fires 2 shots, both of which strike parked cars. Dr. Dittke is then shot in the upper back, which causes her to collapse on the ground. While on the ground, she is shot an additional 4 times at close range, killing her. As he notices a police car pull up onto the street, Steinhäuser fires a shot into the air before moving to behind the tree. He then reloads his pistol, inserting another 17-round magazine. Steinhäuser fires at the police car with 4 rounds before heading back into the school. PHM Engelhardt fires 2 shots towards him, but both miss. As he enters the school, he goes back up to the ground floor and proceeds down the hallway before going up the stairwell. On the landing between the ground and first floors, Steinhäuser approaches the window facing towards the police car he had seen. 2 police officers, PHM Gorski and PHM Baldolf, are putting on ballistic vests and walking towards the yard. Steinhäuser shoots out the window at PHM Gorski, striking him in the neck before his ballistic vest is secured. He falls to the ground, his vest opening as he does, and is fatally shot an additional 3 times. Steinhäuser goes up the stairs to the first floor. He goes down the hallway and enters room 104, which is being refloored. He takes off his mask and briefly talks to the workers. Steinhäuser then puts on his mask again and leaves room 104, goes back down the hallway, and heads up the stairs to the 3rd floor. He then crosses the entirety of the 3rd floor before going back down the opposite stairwell to the 2nd floor. As Steinhäuser goes down the hallway, a teacher, Herr Heise, opens the door to room 111. Steinhäuser points the gun at Herr Heise, then lowers it and says, "Herr Heise, für heute reicht's," which translates to, "Herr Heise, that's enough for today." Herr Heise then tries to persuade Steinhäuser to enter room 111 with him to talk. He opens the door wider and invites him in. Steinhäuser enters, and Herr Heise shoves him before shutting and locking the door. Herr Heise runs away from the room and towards the stairwell. Steinhäuser walks further into room 111. Steinhäuser then kills himself with a shot to the right temple.